us online. We have some really lovely folks here who have been with us for 4 months and they are graduating today. We all have been with each other on the same call or in different calls or on Slack channel, but this is a special place. We are going to celebrate the work that you're doing. You're establishing yourself as your own community champions for open science, and you have been doing a lot of fantastic work. Yesterday, we had 12 graduate groups, and it was very inspiring. All of them are massively strong activists in the work that they are doing, and I would encourage that if you want to go back on the YouTube, the video is already up there. Similarly, this video is being live streamed because a lot of people are not on the call who are your friends and colleagues, and they're joining online to watch it live streamed. Like all our call, we have a code of conduct that applies here for anything that you would like to report, or if you notice something that makes you uncomfortable, just email us at team@openlifesci.org. It doesn't need to be a code of conduct breach. If you have any accessibility related issue, or if there's anything you would like us to improve in our future calls, please also make sure that you let us know. And as I said before we went online, of course, you all have been our mentees and project leads for 4 months. But this begins a new era where you will become our mentors and experts and community champions. And I'm sure we will see you even after this call. So each of you have 5 minutes, and today's hosts are me, Malvika Sharan. I'm a co-lead of the project. We have Paz, who's the cohort coordinator and has been speaking with all of you, keeping us all entertained and engaged and happy and cared for. And then we have Patricia, who's been joining us as well. She's our research fellow and has been doing a lot of fantastic work in the background. A lot of our mentors are also on the call, and it's always very exciting. So I would go ahead and get started with why we are here for, with our first speaker, Bernard. Bernard, are you ready?
Just give me a second.
Bernard, can you speak again, just to be sure your voice is clear to us?
I said, give me a second. I'm trying to share my screen.
All good. I see it now. I see my massive face.
All right, please can you see my screen?
Yeah, all looks good. Go ahead.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. I'm Bernard from Ghana, and I'm excited to be here. The whole 16 weeks has been an exciting journey for me, and I'm glad to be graduated today. So today I'll be presenting on my project, which was on the topic knowledge and perspective of open science among researchers in Ghana. So let's go. Now this is me on the left, and then my awesome mentor, Joe Asenobanda, on the right. And then my motivation for carrying out the project was before joining OLS, I was relatively I didn't exactly know what open science is. So when my mentor shared the link with me to apply, I took it upon myself to Google and then try to find out what open science is. So there, through that, I realized there is a relatively low uptake and adoption of open science in Africa, and then particularly Ghana. So I wanted to basically find out how far open science has gone in Ghana. And then in doing so, I wanted to find out the general level of awareness and the perspective, as well as the practicality and also the existing challenges that researchers may be facing trying to work openly here in Ghana. And then also for my objectives for the program and also for my project as well, I wanted to understand open science and how to effectively work openly, and then also to be conversant with research principles and skills while working on the project, and then possibly publish the findings of the survey. And then based on the findings of the survey, they will then, with guidance from my mentor, we will then work to make some recommendations for policymakers and stakeholders to address the identified barriers. Now, through OLS and then the guidance, the cohort calls and everything, we've been able to set up a full repository of the project on GitHub. So there we have our roadmap, the canvas, and open license, contribution guidelines, and etc. And already we have a survey being disseminated, and we started disseminating on the 29th of last month. And then after the time I was preparing this presentation, over the weekend, we had received about 48 responses. And then also through the dissemination of the survey, we've been able to create some sort of awareness of open science, especially among undergraduate students here in Ghana. Yeah, so with this slide and the next one, I wanted to give you guys some kind of insights based on the number of responses we've received so far. So this question here, we said, what is your current role? So with this, we wanted to find out what exactly what the respondents are doing as at the time we were filling the questionnaire. So here we had 48 responses, and then 37 of them, which is equal to 70.8% of the 48 said they were undergraduate students. And then the rest of the fraction was shared among other roles. So here, general awareness, we are asking the question, are you familiar with the term open science? And then out of the 48, we had 62.5% of them saying no, while 37.5% said yes. And then here, we're asking, does your institution support OS? And then out of the 48 responses again, we had 52.1%, which is more than half of the total responses we received so far saying they don't know. And then 41.7% said yes. Then the remaining fraction said no. Then here also, we wanted to find out what researchers or the respondents filling the questionnaire think is the overall hindrance that limits open science practice among scholars in Ghana. So this was actually an open-ended question. So we expected people to type in their what do you think? And so we had responses like, it is not widely spoken about, ICT barriers and lack of skills, knowledge about open sciences. Somebody said lack of willingness of researchers to make their research processes open to other researchers, lack of infrastructure and training. Somebody also said, I don't even know about it. And then also we have someone saying knowledge about open science in general. Yeah, so far the challenges we faced trying to carry out the project. So we've had the difficulty of reaching the target audience, hence the low engagement with the survey. So with this, I'm saying that it's actually based on my current network because I just graduated my undergraduate degree. So my network is mostly made up of undergraduate students. So with these 2 points, we hope to collaborate with people who are already in the research field so that we have people filling the questionnaire from all levels of their career. And then lastly, we also have limited literature on the Ghanaian open science scene. Then our next steps then would be to collaborate with early career researchers and also established researchers from universities, research institutes, tech communities, etc., to widen the scope of the audience, as I said earlier. And then we would allow additional 1 month to collect more data, more responses before moving on to data analysis. And then we would draw some conclusions and make recommendations, hopefully publish the work in an open access journal or repository. And then we hope to also organize webinars to create awareness of open science. And with this, we hope to collaborate with Open Life Science in the near future to organize these webinars. Now, lastly, I would like to acknowledge some people. I would say special thanks to my mentor, Johansen Obanda, for his patience and dedication throughout the mentorship program. He was very supportive. And then also a big shout out to another mentor, Dr. Annette David, outside this program, for encouraging me to join this cohort and also allowing us to read this survey for my project. She actually did a similar project in Tanzania, where she's based. And then thank you to the whole OLS team and community for providing such a diverse, a huge platform for us to learn and grow in open science. So you can contact me if you are looking to collaborate or anything. You can contact me via my email, my LinkedIn, and then on Twitter. So congratulations to all OLS-7 members. And I was glad to be part of this cohort. Madam Wase. This actually means thank you in the Ghanaian local dialect. So thank you for having me.
This is so amazing start of the graduation. Thank you so much, Bernard. What an amazing data set. And I love the reuse. of previous survey and drawing from what we know. There are lots of comments in the Etherpad already.
Okay.
Please go back and look at it, but we'll come back to all the questions of folks. If you have questions for Bernard and our upcoming speakers, you can either add that directly in the chat or in the Etherpad for everyone. With that, I'll go to our next speaker. Thanks so much, Bernard. Congratulations. Sorry, I should have asked folks, please congratulate Bernard. And then now we move to our next speaker.
Hi. So
Great. All looks
yes,
good. Yeah.
great. So I'll start. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Today, I'm going to present the project that I've been working in this cohort. The title is Open Educational Hands-on Tutorial for Evaluating Fairness in Artificial Intelligence Classification Models. My mentors were Sabrina Lopez and Sebastián Ayana Ruano, and I'm Mariela Reinburg. First of all, I wanted to start with a brief presentation. Sorry for that. I'm from Argentina in Latin America. My first language is Spanish. I'm part of Metadocencia, where we create open workshops and open materials. And I work as a postdoc researcher, where my subject of study is artificial intelligence ethics, specifically fairness metrics. So the problem that I was interested in is that nowadays we have a lot of artificial intelligence systems that have multiple benefits for the society, and which with these systems we interact a lot. They use a lot of our data and they have benefits, but also it's important to be aware about the biases that they have, because they could be like amplifiers of these biases and discriminations. So it's important on one hand to make this bias analysis for each model, and also to have in mind that not every problem has the same consideration of fairness that has to be done. There are multiple definitions of fairness, and each objective has its adequate definition. So how can we contribute to this problem? One way to contribute to the development of fair models is to generate educational open source materials that explain and spread the importance of evaluating the fairness in the models and which of the metrics are convenient for each objective, and understand the limitations of each of these metrics and the limitations of each of the models. So how OLS helped me in this project? First of all, I could create the vision of my project. I also could find the adequate license for the materials of my project. For this was very important to talk with Virginia Brusa, that is a researcher from Argentina. She's specialized in open educational materials, because we have a lot of meetings where we talk about licenses. They were more oriented to code, but with her I could talk about educational materials, generating open educational materials. Also, I could create the first version of my code of conduct that was based in the one of Metadocencia, but I adapted to my context. I also create the open canvas that was very useful to understand which collaborators I was wondering to have and how I can communicate my project. And also I create the roadmap. In this step, I was a little bit struggled, so my mentor recommended me to talk with an expert, and we had a meeting with Ariel Bennett. Also, OLS helped me in this project to connect with other people from the open community, specifically in the international community. Also, I learned how to generate an open project from the beginning, and not to create a project and then try to adapt it to be open. And also the thing that I really liked and enjoyed from OLS, it's this idea of building community with my mentors, with the Slack, with the experts. It was a very friendly and inspiring environment. So for the future steps for this project, I had to finish with the materials. This workshop has slides, it's composed by slides, notebooks, and guides for the speakers. These materials, the first version is going to be in Spanish, and I would like in the future to have collaborators and can translate to other languages. I would like this year, by the end of the year, have the first workshop pilot, and by 2024, the workshop presentation in places that have an infrastructure, like, for example, PyData or PyCon and those places. So I would like to thank OLS and all the community. It was a great experience, and well, I hope we see you soon.
Thank you so much. That was so right on time. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Very, very important piece of work, and I would love to hear more what's happening. Thank you all. Thank you so much, Mariela. Congratulations. And we're going to move on to our next set of speakers. Jessica. There you go.
Hello, everyone. Are you able to see my presentation?
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, thank you. Patrick?
Okay. Hello. Today we present our project mapping open science communities, organizations, and events in Latin America. Our team, next slide, please. Our team is formed by Irene Bassano, Jessica Formoso, and who's speaking, Patricia Lotto. In first place, we would like to express our gratitude to everyone who has supported and encouraged us throughout our OLS mentorship journey, especially a big thanks to our mentor, Alex Martinez, and the experts, Jo Haberman and Anela van der Wal. And finally, thank you to the Meta-Ausencias communication team and Melissa Olac, who encouraged us to participate. And what is the primary motivation behind our project? The first motivation is the absence of resources such as workshops and information on how to get started in open science in the Latin America region. The second one is the lack of a platform that contains and centralized adapt information about Spanish language open science materials. And the last one is the difficulty to finding networks and organizations that adopt and employ open principles in our location. So, next slide, please. So, what is the proposed solution? Our proposal is to build a collaborative repository for Latin America that collects relevant and accessible information on events, funding opportunities, and open science networks in Spanish. Ire?
Thank you, Patrick. What have we done since we started working on the project? So we defined our mission, our vision, we defined the target users and contributors. We established an achievable roadmap. We set up a contribution guideline and a code of conduct. We defined the structure of the dataset, created a Google form to collect the data, and connected with the potential collaborators and users. And after going by several weeks under the OLS guidance, we noticed that we started with a necessity and a very general idea of a possible solution, but we had no clues on how to carry it out as a team. And now we can say that we learned how to go from an idea to a viable project by identifying the different steps that we had to take and plan appropriately. Thanks to the mentoring program and the experts, we were able to connect with people that helped us with the main aspects on which we needed guidance, such as communication, project management, and data management. Jessie?
So right now, one of our main objectives, apart from the development of the app, which will showcase the information we gather and which we're currently doing, is to ensure the sustainability of the project over time. To achieve that, we need to find ways to engage users and contributors. Based on what we've learned throughout this process in the different calls and meetings with our mentor and experts, we've determined specific actions to achieve this. We need to establish collaborations with other communities with similar goals to increase the dissemination of the repository and also to increase the collection of data. OLS has been instrumental in establishing contact with several communities that we plan to work with in the future. We will publish a monthly newsletter. The newsletter will have a section dedicated to reporting the progress of the repository, and we will also create specific content inspired by UNESCO's Open Science recommendations. We are talking with Metadocencia's communication team to do this as a collaboration. We will also be presenting the project in meetings. For example, in October, we intend to present it in Latinar in Montevideo. And finally, we want to organize a data collection event like a hackathon where people can load their own data or data of communities they participate in. The biggest challenges we foresee are related to building community and generating incentives to engage users and contributors to ensure the long-term sustainability of the project. We think that this will depend on our ability to work with others, with other already established communities, but we think that we are on the right track thanks to everyone here, basically. And we are putting together a website which Irene will show you now. And when we are done, we will share the link so you can get to know a little bit more about the project and the application we are making.
Brilliant. Would you be able to add that in the chat, please, so we can all look at that? It looks really amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for wonderful work. And I was very lucky to actually meet these people in person in Argentina and see some of their work in live, and it was very exciting. Congratulations, everyone. This is a fantastic piece of work.
Thank you.
We're going to move on to our next set of speakers, Laura, Alexa, Felipe.
Hi, everyone. Can you see the screen? Okay. Well, our project is named Racimo Moncora. We're going to present them, myself, Laura Becerra, and Felipe, and also Alexa, that we are working on it, but there is a lot of more people working on this project. Racimo Moncora is a citizen science project. This is focused on 4 science clubs in high school here in the city of Bucaramanga, that is a city in Colombia. And the idea is to exposure the high school students to a scientist environment and also to give them tools to a science tool from this early stage of the educational life. And this is a project that is based to stand methodological stations and to teach the student to work with the data and to control the air quality of the city and of the small space, and at the end to give a proposed solution from the improvement of the air quality environment. Why we wanted to participate in OLS? Well, first to learn from other projects experience, and also to learn how to construct a project that will be able to be to someone to be able to reproduce it in the future. So that was our main goal in this case. So Alexa.
Okay. Hello. The project have 4 parts. The first was the preparation. Then we contact the institutions that are interested to participate in the project. After we install the meteorological stations in the schools, and then we form the science clubs with the students. The second part is the training that a group of students of the university give some classes about citizen science, introduction to climate change, scientific methods, an introduction to environmental monitoring equipment. And after we teach them some Python and data processing. The next part is when the students start some projects based in the things that we teach them, and they use the data of the meteorological station and create research projects. And the final part of the project is the science communication, that we want to create a science fair with all the groups, the school groups, and they can show the projects to the local community. Actually, we are in the second part. We are giving the classes to the students, and we are at the data processing and Python classes.
Well, where are we? During the first semester of 20 and 23, we have 5 schools in our city, and with which we establishing a network of low-cost air quality sensors. And in the future, we plan to add 3 more schools in the project. Our team consists of support teachers, workshop facilitators, and science clubs.
Okay. Well, we're trying to present you also the web page of the project, or I suppose we don't have time for that. So we left you the link on the path, so you can explore it. There is all the material from the classes, and also the Python program, the Jupyter notebook, and all of that. So here are some photos of how the classes have been developing in the different schools that we are working now. And also, well, our main goal was to fund this studying school and teach them how to manage meteorological data and do some kind of research with that. And also to create a reproducible scientist project over time. And we are working on that, centralizing all the material in a repository that everybody can see it and also give us feedback from that. And what the idea is to expand the network from the meteorological data and also to control the quality of the city. So we would like to thank our mentor for all this time was Melissa Black. We also have the opportunity to speak with Irene Ramos, and also to thank of the OLS community. Okay.
This is amazing. Thank you so much, team. Congratulations. I'm going to pass it to Paz to chair the rest of the call, but I want to acknowledge that 5 minutes would not do justice to all the massive amount of work you all are doing. So please know we really, really deeply appreciate the amount of work and thoughts and hard emotional investment you have done in it. Congratulations, everyone. And Paz, over to you.
Thank you. Ciao, Malvika. And now we have Nahuel Escobedo.
Hello, can you see my screen or
Yes, all
can you hear
good.
me? Perfect.
You
And
can make it better. I mean, not better, bigger. So that's it.
the microphone, or you mean the image?
No, the image. Yeah, you sound good and it looks good. So
Okay, perfect. And the speaker note, you cannot see them, right?
no, we can't.
Okay,
We cannot
perfect.
spy on that.
Great. Hi, everyone. I'm going to talk about Ecología Social y Soberana, is our group, and I'm going to present you an interactive map of socio-ecological projects. My name is Nahuel Escobedo. I'm a PhD student in bioinformatics. I'm also a biologist. I work with proteins, but a part of me is still green. So that's why I'm presenting this. Okay, this is the title of our group. This is the translation of the name. First of all, at least for us, the ecology has to be social because the human is within the environment and it is part of it. So in general, when we talk of ecology, the first thing we think is about animals and plants or maybe energy, but the people is in reality part of the equation. Also, the power of taking decision about the management of the resources has to be of the people that is directly affected. That's why we call it that way, sovereign ecology. So we support collaborative and open science with the participation of the community and citizens and free access to scientific and environmental information. So we want to promote here communication and action in people that want to find solutions to environmental problems. Also, we want to connect agroecological producers with potential consumers or maybe volunteers. And we hope to help in education matters related to social and agroecology. So this is how we started. We started working in 2019, but the original idea was from 2016. We were talking about open science and the problem with access to the papers or environmental information. During the pandemic in 2020, we got our vision and mission with volunteers, mostly friends. And last year, we have our first formal event in our university. It was pretty cool because they then went to students, biology students, to take water samples of a river in Buenos Aires and measure the contamination levels of a river affected by tunnels. And this year, okay, we have this OLS program here and participating with our beta version of the map as a starter point. So I'm going to show you the map. This is our tool. You can check it through this link. Stop share, I think, no. Let me, can you see the map, right? Perfect. So we have three main categories: conservation of biodiversity, agroecological experiences, and society and environment that has to do with pollution, contamination, or maybe education. And if you want to access to a project, you have to click on it. And for instance, this one in Uruguay, it has information about sea turtles. You can see here the subcategories and the description, also the email. The idea is to fill this thing with the links, the contact, the pages. Here you have the list of endangered species that I point out with this icon here. Also, you can upload photos of the project or videos. So it's like an interactive tool in a human readable format, let's say. So what else do we do? We have workshops this year we're gonna do native species plantations, and we did last year cleanup of the riverbank here in Rio de la Plata, Buenos Aires. We have collaboration with similar groups, and also we have the typical formats of communication in a blog with our pictures or articles, Instagram, of course, and of course, well, interviews we're gonna have it very soon, but it's not online yet. So our OLS journey was great. We could speak with people that have similar interest. My mentor was Jo, so she got me a good advices on how to manage the project. We got our first physical host this year, and we are now building this GitHub documentations and open tools. In the future, we want to migrate completely to open software and open data, and publish maybe a paper of the tool in an open access journal, and collaborate with other communities, for instance, outreach. So this is our team. Cecilia is our main curator. She uploads the projects manually for now. Lucila, our community manager. Ian and Mercedes, organizers. So if you want to contact with us, the doors are open. So you can send us an email, or maybe you can try the map and create a user and upload your own project. Or we have a lot of things to do here, and the OLS community is super invited to talk with us and collaborate. Thank you.
Thank you, Noel. Round of applause, digital ones. Fantastic to hear. And remember, if we have time left at the end, we have space for question and answers. So hopefully we'll have that space.
It was five minutes.
Carolina,
or...
please go ahead next. No, one was more. 6
okay, sorry.
point something. But no, but yeah, it's fine. No
Okay,
worries.
hi everyone.
Please, let not that be source for stress.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Carolina Giraldo, and together with Sara Acevedo, we created this project that is called Infiltró Discar. Our mentor is Diego Ona, and after this, I'm going to thank him for all of his help. Okay, but who are we? Sara is a PhD in engineering sciences, and I'm a PhD candidate in the same program at Universidad Católica de Chile. To help you to understand this project, let's begin by explaining what a mini-disc is. The mini-disc is this instrument you see over here, that it's very helpful to understand infiltration in soils, hydrophobicity, irrigation system design, erosion, and burn severity. Data analysis of the mini-disc is usually done by using Excel macros, and it's very useful when you have small amounts of data. However, when you use large amount of data, the task is very difficult to do and it's very complex. So it's common to make mistakes that are not easily traceable. Over here, we have an example of the macro for just one soil sample. And the idea is to fill this information, and Excel will give you all this information over here. As you see, it's a lot of information for just one soil sample. Now imagine having to measure 50, 70, or even 100 of soil samples. It's very, very difficult to handle that amount of information. So our project is an R package that provides function and support for the mini-disc use, and it allows automation in the analysis, and it was created for soil scientists and soil educators mainly. And how did we start? First, some years ago, we created an R code that it was really helpful to other lab mates for handling a large amount of data from the mini-disc. Then we thought that it would be a great idea to make this code more useful for other soil scientists, so we applied to OLS. In OLS, we learned about GitHub, about licenses, communities, And it was really helpful because we could create the laboratory's GitHub. After that, we adapt the code, to another package that is InfiltraDiscard, and we sent it to other 22 soil scientists around the world to have their feedback. After this, we upload the information, the R package, to our laboratory's GitHub. And this, I'm going to show you, is the result. So over here, I'm going to show you the laboratory's GitHub. We have information about us, some photos about our experiments, our social media, and some repositories. Over here, for example, we have a repository with information that is very useful for other soil scientists because it has information about how to manage data sets and other information about soil data analysis. And over here we have InfiltraDiscard, and the repository has a README and information about the installation, about the main functions, and a small introduction about what a mini-disk is, a motivation, and a step-by-step tutorial on how to use this R package. Not less important is that with OLS, we learned about Zenodo, and now InfiltraDiscard has a code, and Adobe, sorry. And how did we involve others? First, we start with our lab mates, and then we start to use our social media, Twitter and Instagram, and we could connect with other soil scientists around the world that were interested in use the R package. So what's next? We want to make a Shiny app for InfiltraDiscard. We hope to have this ready by November. And we are joining an international conference of soil sciences where we want to share not just InfiltraDiscard, but the way to connect open sciences with soil sciences. And that's everything. Thank you. And thank you, Diego, Ana, for all your help.
Thank you so much. And also for giving us another 2 minutes. So I won't talk and use that minute. Who's next? Doa. Go ahead if you can.
Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Doa Abdelkader, project lead for Open Science Community in Egypt. And my mentor was Michael Landy. And this is a photo from our last meeting. Here to meet my team, me as a project lead, as I said before, and Minna is the project admin assistant, and Yasmin was marketing specialist. Our motivation and gap to start the open science community in Egypt. I am a librarian and a researcher specialized in research data management, and I was really interested in this new trend. After that, Sarah Al-Gibali, she was an expert in OLS, contacted me to start this project and motivated me to lead it. And to the gap we found in Egypt, that open science, there is no open science community in Egypt actually, and we need to raise awareness for young researchers about open science and raise awareness about the main concepts. Our goals and expectations is to create open science community in Egypt, learning and exploring everything about open science communities, identifying the community and what we can offer to them. Finally, raise awareness in Egypt about open science. Goals we have achieved now: created a team to build the community, consisted of 3 people, as I said, included me. We met the team as a team 5 times and documented all our minutes. Also, I finished the community repository on GitHub, and it included our README file, code of conduct, the license, and the roadmap. Also, we decided on the logo design, and I need the logo style guide. Anita and Luke actually to decide the colors of our logo design. We didn't created it till now, but it will be launched soon. Also, we explored other communities in Egypt which related to open science to make potential collaborations with it. And we explored potential collaborators to collaborate with them in the future. Our potential collaborators in Egypt actually will be open science community and the open source community. Also, we have a community called the Egyptian researchers, and we will meet a collaboration, a potential collaboration with them in the future. Our journey in OLS as a researcher, I found that we need to raise the awareness of the researchers about open science and its main concepts. And it was a great journey. I learned a lot of new skills from my mentor and discussions with experts and OL7 members, as well as my team. Our next steps, we're preparing to launch our community in July 2023. We plan also to apply for funds for physical meetups and contact our potential contributors. We will make an application to the national and international conferences to promote our community, and we will starting provide some activities, including skill-up sessions about open science and main concepts, also about GitHub and research data management and researcher profiles. Here is a special mentions, and I want to especially thank Sarah Al-Jibali, who motivated me a lot to start this community. Also, an appreciation to Michael, my mentor, who helped me a lot to and make this project come true. For my team, without you, this is not gonna be done. Batul, the lead of open science community in Saudi Arabia, a lot of she make an inspiration as we almost have the same culture. And to Amy Stang, thanks for help in my programs, as I never missed a meeting with my mentor. Finally, a special thanks to OLS community and my colleagues in OLS-7. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's fantastic. Thank you for thanking all that people that help you in the project as well. Yeah, perfectly timed as well. Okay, next we have Petra, right? Am I? Are you around, Petra? Or yes, you are, I think. No? Let's see. Yes, you are. You're muted.
Yes, sorry about that. I'm around. It's evening here in Cameroon. Greetings. Please, can I have a minute to join with my machine for presentation, please?
Do you want to go last? Carol, for example, can you go first? So Petra can prepare.
Yeah, that's fine. I can go now.
Okay, good. Perfect.
Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen there. Hi, everyone. My name is Carol, and I'm going to present to you my work today on my project, Online Snake Phenomics Catalog. So to give you a little bit of background about my work, I am a researcher at the Technical University of Denmark, and I work on antivenom and snake venom. And every year, about 100,000 people die from snake bite. So this is really a very large global problem. And snake venoms themselves are these incredibly complex mixtures of lots of different proteins, which we usually call toxins. And understanding exactly which toxins are in the venom of each different snake is really important information for researchers, particularly for people working on developing antivenoms. So there have been lots of studies done in the past identifying these toxins. But this data is usually sort of trapped in the tables and graphs of different papers. And you can see on the right here, and I have an example of one such paper, you can see a typical figure here where each peak represents different proteins. And you can see an example of a typical table here as well, which lists the proteins. And so you kind of have to flick back and forth between the graph and the table to get the information that you need. And if you're working with multiple snakes, this gets very tedious very quickly. So I had an idea to create a tool that would take the data from these different papers and visualize it in an online app. And my aim is really to create something that would be useful for biologists, herpetologists, and really anybody who's interested in snake venoms and antivenoms. And I did this using a tool called Streamlit, which is an open source Python library for making apps. So what did I actually do? So I can show you the app that I made. So this is what it looks like. There's a drop-down menu. And if you click on it, you can see that there are two snakes here. And if I click on the first one, you can see that the information for this snake pops up. So here's an example of a typical figure, and it's an interactive figure. So if you hover over it, the information for all of the different proteins pops up. And it kind of allows you to easily identify which proteins have been found in the venom of the snake. And if I scroll down, you can see that there's also, this is the picture from the original paper. So you can compare that as well. And then additionally, there's also the table from the paper. So you can see, for example, on the right here, it's listing all of the different proteins that were found in this venom. And this is an interactive table. So you can sort the columns and you can, for example, group them by the different protein families. So here, for example, I'm looking at these family called three-finger toxins, and it's listing all of these different proteins in this family. So I can pop over to the second snake as well. And you can see that the graph changes, and I have data here for a second snake as well. So in terms of the next steps for this project, I would like to expand this to cover more snakes. Initially, I just wanted to create it with 2 snakes, just as kind of a proof of concept. Because it's an open science project, I would like to get others involved, and contributions are very welcome. And at the start of this journey, I was very much a beginner in open science. So I really learned a lot from the program. And going forward in particular, I will definitely be using GitHub for my work more often. I also really enjoyed the open canvas exercises. I thought it was a very thoughtful exercise for planning project strategy. I also enjoyed the talks on open source software, reproducible code, and learning about concepts such as community design and personal ecology. So with that, I just want to say a final thanks to my brilliant mentors, Billy Broderick and Samuel Haynes, who were so helpful throughout the project. Thank you also to all the OLS team, the other cohort members, and all of this year's speakers. Thanks to my colleagues here in Denmark. And the tool is online if anybody would like to take a look and try it out themselves.
Fantastic. I think we all like snakes a bit more now, no? Or the people that work in anti-venom. Patricia has a question for that. Are there snakes in Niham? Can't pronounce that in the chat. Okay. Let's keep all the questions that might come up for after the last speaker. Petra, are you back and ready? Yes, you are.
Good evening, everyone. Am I clear?
Yes, perfect.
All right. Sorry about this. Take this right down quickly. So my project is Life Orient. Here is my team. I have mentor Caleb here with me. He has really been of great help. I really did enjoy working with him. He was correcting me and helping me with the next steps and everything I needed. So a little bit about my project, Life Orient. Actually, in Cameroon, here we are still growing very much in the tech community here, and one thing that is really limiting us is we don't have access to most of the opportunities out there. So from my personal experience, I decided to work on this project. This project is going to be a one space opportunity I was focused mostly with my community members, where they can get internships, they can get jobs, and they can get scholarships. So yeah, my expectations for OLS is, firstly, I was looking for mentorship because I really needed a guide. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was looking for mentorship, and I was also looking to expand my knowledge in open science and build a community project that was going to help my community members, and also looking to network with other people during this internship program. So yeah, the mission of my project is I wanted to have a central platform where graduates, or basically anyone who is interested in the tech field, can always get access to opportunities, to jobs, or to scholarships. And through the platform, everyone who has the skills or the various requirements can always access them. Now, it's not just going to be an empty database. It's going to be you can actually filter the opportunities, probably maybe by location, if you're looking for remote opportunities, or if you're looking for hybrid opportunities, or if you're looking for on-site opportunities. And also, we're going to filter it based on time, like from the most recent going downwards. Okay, so this is the progress so far. The open canvas is here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can zoom it a bit. So according to the open canvas, I don't know, can you see?
It's a bit small, but you can tell us about it.
All right. So yeah, the problem, like I said, I was trying to create a solution, not just a scattered solution. I want the project to be that centralized zone for those opportunities. Anyone in the community can always access them, especially my community members, because most of the times they come up during events and they're like, how do you hear about this internship? Or how do you hear about this scholarship? Or I'm skilled in this, how do I get this job opportunity? Yeah, so I wanted to build a project, and this project is open source, meaning most of the opportunities going to be on this platform are going to be provided by community members. It could be maybe companies, it could be individuals, but they're going to pass through the admins. Like, we have to verify them just to avoid or reduce scam and other fraudulent activities. Yeah. So far, the GitHub repo has been set up. Anybody can contribute. The roadmap has also been set up. Actually, I did Figma because I was still trying to check out the MVP with my mentor, and there's also the email account, so anybody can always reach out. Yes. So at Life Orient, you can search either for internships, scholarships, or jobs, but for now, I'm limiting the opportunities to the tech industry. And the filter can be by location. You can either remote, on-site, or hybrid. And also other keywords, say skills or qualifications. So maybe you type in something like project management, for example, you have the list of opportunities that have that particular keyword project management in them listed out to you. And if you type something like great communication or communication skills, or you type something like leadership, you're going to see a list of opportunities that have that keyword leadership in them, probably highlighted to you. So you could check out the opportunity, check out when it was posted, check out if it's expired or not, and then the link to the opportunity will also be posted on the platform, so you can click on it and directly apply. So yeah, at the beginning of the internship, what I intended was to build a platform that was like a roadmap for careers. Like if you're looking to be a graphic designer, for example, if you search for graphic design, you're going to have a rundown. You're going to have a rundown of graphic designs, schools. You're going to have a rundown of the qualifications. But I realized it's not going to be feasible enough, so I had to change the initial goal of the project, given that as time passes, as time changes, requirements change, and yeah, so I had to change it to now towards a platform. So I really like to thank my mentor Caleb. He has really been so helpful. I want to give a huge appreciation to the OLS team. This has been a great internship period. I had great times with Paz and you and the rest of the team. I really appreciate you. To all the other interns and wonderful projects there, Angelica and the others, I really want to appreciate them as well. My mentor from Boa Lab, Javsia, I really do appreciate his help as well. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And if you have any question, I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you, Petra. And as almost never before, we have time for more applauses for everyone. And I know that, you know, wish we had like an hour for every project or even more, because I personally want to learn a lot more about why and what and how you're doing all you're doing. So does anyone want to add something that they missed, they didn't say during the presentation, or yeah, go ahead and choose questions and or observations or feedback for the others. Oh, before we do that, or while we think, let's take a picture, because we always forget, and then people leave, and then we have like 4 people only. And so I'll take the picture, all right? And prepare your faces. When I count, I'm gonna count to 3 in Spanish, and don't close your eyes or eat something. No, don't eat or things like that. You can if you want, but I want all you to be, well, you're already pretty, but anyways. Okay, you get the idea. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I did too much crazy face. Okay, again. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Anyone wants me to repeat? You can. Okay, we're live in YouTube. Sorry. You know what? I slept too much last night. No, not too much, but 8 hours, and I often sleep a lot less. So my brain doesn't work also with enough sleep. All right. Oh, we have Richard here. I don't know. He might want to present. Let's see. Richard, you here or you're already? His connection is, I think, is bad. Yeah, I admit, and then admit, and it's not showing up. Oh, yes. Richard, is your connection all right? You want to present today, or you want to come back on the 19th of July? You hear me, Richard? Well, let's go to with, oh, here, there he is. Hey, Richard, do you want to
Yes,
present
I'm sorry
today?
for.
Or...
Yeah, it's all right. I'm sorry for joining late.
All right. Do you want to present today?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we have time. So please stay in the 5 minutes. So we have time for questions and answers, and we're just talking about whatever we want. All right. 5 minutes, and whenever you're ready to share your screen.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, while Richard is ready, is getting ready. Yeah, you can post in the chat the links to your projects and in the pad as well, and on the Slack too. And so many cool projects. Like it's difficult for us to. I mean, for me, that I should know all of you to keep track on. So yeah, please do share your social media or the links to your projects. Nawel goes first, and Instagram. Nice.
We also have a LinkedIn, but I don't know how to share that the direct link because I have the admin page, so I cannot share it. I don't know how.
You can just type it, no?
Ah, yeah. That's a
Yes. Yeah, that that works. It's not too long, right?
Mm.
Let's see. Sorry, Richard, are you ready to share your screen and present?
Yeah, I'm trying to connect with Daniel so that we can directly.
The thing is that we don't have anyone else. I mean, all of us present, or none of us. Everyone presented already. So.
All right,
yeah.
all right then. Let me then. In
Don't
2 minutes,
wait for
I'll be.
Daniel. All right.
Just.
So we'll
but
do
I don't
some.
have to present.
Sorry, what?
I'm saying that in just 3 minutes, I'll be sharing my screen.
All right. So in 3 minutes, we have 3 minutes to ask a few questions too. If nobody has one, I can ask, but I don't like to monopolize the talk. So
Sure, I know.
Any question to anyone? Richard, while we are ready, we're count 3 minutes, all right? But in between, I mean, before that, we're gonna use the time to ask people things because so many cool things happening. And so if nobody has a question, I will be asking, all right? To anyone, like if there was one specific challenge that one challenge and one good thing about your process with these projects, what would you say was the biggest challenge and the biggest good surprise or good thing that happened? Two things. What would you say? Anyone, please. Yes, you can also type in the chat if you prefer, and I can read.
Pass?
Yes.
Yeah, at least, I don't know if Carolina is agreeing with me, but I think one of the main gatekeepers for learning open sciences is that all the material is in English. Even we have the privilege to understand English because our academic background, I think it's unfair for the rest of the academic and the students. So I think the project led by, let me check the path. I think was the third, sorry, I am so bad with the names of the project. The project led by Jessica Formoso. I think she's here. I think I really appreciate your effort, and I think it's a pretty great outcome from the Open Science program. So I just wanna highlight that challenge and also saying thanks for your project.
Totally agree with the language thing.
Well, something we noticed is that even though the three of us, Irene, Rosano, Patricia, and I, we speak English and we understand it fairly well, the effort it takes to translate every thought and every idea into a different language, I think I agree with Sarah, it was one of the biggest challenges.
Sarah, yesterday, one thing, Petra, before one project, Translate Science, check it out. Maybe you want to be a collaborator as well. But yesterday, they graduated yesterday. Petra, did you want to say something?
Yes. One of the highest challenges I faced was when I was talking around about the project, asking some of my community members how useful they can find the project. And one asked me a question that the people supplying the opportunities onto the platform, do they have to necessarily be Git knowledgeable? Like I'm using GitHub to accept pull requests from these opportunities. Like, is it not stressful for them than for them to just maybe post it on social medias or things like that? So yeah, I have now to look at a way in which I integrate the website in a way that you don't necessarily have to sign up. You can just easily just post the opportunity while we review it at the back end and try to bring it to the system.
Thank you. And Richard, are you ready to present? Because we now have 8 minutes left.
Hello.
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I guess I'm now okay, and I'm from talking to Daniel. Hopefully he's in the meeting. I can now present my slides as we'll be starting.
I'll let you know if it's working, I think.
Hopefully my slides are now visible.
Yes, they are. Go ahead.
All right, all right. Yeah, thank you. By the presentation, first of all, I'll start saying that today I'm going to be presenting the project, which is all about implementing facial recognition and biometric attendance monitoring in education and corporate settings. Well, I'll try to be brief because 5 minutes isn't that a lot. Well, the team that we are able or that we worked with so that we can accomplish and work on the project was of course, me, Richard, and also with my friend, Daniel Tege. Maybe another thing to add on about the team, the project is totally open to each and everyone, and we are welcoming new contributors who wish to contribute on the project from any background, because we have different issues and different tasks which each and anyone can do. Without taking time, I'll directly go to the main point, which is I'm going to talk about the project overview about our project. First of all, the project aims to implement facial recognition and biometric attendance monitoring in education and corporate settings. Our goal for the project was to streamline attendance tracking and also to get to eliminate errors and enhance the efficiency. I'll talk about also about my OLS journey and also the achievements throughout this program for 16 weeks, of course, what we are able to achieve and what were the challenges that we faced along this way. The first point is, of course, in the OLS program, it exceeded, let me say on myself, my expectations. Like by providing me the valuable lessons in diversity, inclusivity, and also the ethical considerations. The accomplishment were deeper understanding of open science principles, creation of community engagement, and also the documents, creation of the community engagement documents, and also in the initiation of the project implementation. Maybe if I'm talk about this point first, let me say before the program for OLS, I never knew more about open science principles. But with this program, with the different meeting we had for the cohort calls and also the mentorship, the weekly mentorship sessions, they helped me to deepen and also to understand more about open science. And also I went ahead and there was creating, of course, the community, was building the community, which is going to be working on the project and help to continue working on the project so that it can go far on like advance. I also learned how to create, the community engagement, and also different documents that I created using the different resources that were shared by OLS. As you can see, this is the project homepage, because I know you that we're having small time. We won't get time for a demo, but this is the project homepage when it's running. Also, let me talk about the transformative insights and growth in this program. Of course, we face challenges in understanding the program and also overcome with community and mentorship, but we are able to overcome it with community and the mentorship support we got. There was also engagement in OLS calls and the collaborative activities facilitated growth and valuable connections. Also, application of knowledge and skills to other projects and domains, also fostering responsible decision making. These were some of the transformative insight and growth that I got along this program. What is the next step? And also staying connected. Well, by this stage or by this step, we are inviting contributors to join our open source project for its success and also establishing a sustainable community. On our GitHub, of course, and also on different platforms, we are trying to invite people who are ready or who are willing to contribute to this open source project so that we can make it a real life project and also start to people start to use it in different organizations and also schools, since it is our schools and the organization, they are our main target. And also collaboration through, of course, the GitHub repository and also staying connected with the OLS community. Special mentions and also acknowledgements goes to OLS organizers and also individuals who contributed to our project success or for so far where we have reached. Without delaying, I'll just give special thanks to, of course, first of all, my mentor or our mentor, Yo Yehudi. Paz, you really, I don't know how I can say, but you really helped me too much with different meetings I had with you, and also all the guidance that I got from you. Malvika, Patricia, Emitang, and also OLS organizers and the community. Of course, with the OLS cohort members, I really thank you. And I don't know how I can express my feelings, but you really gave me the best and really enjoyed to be in the community together with you all. I guess I would say thank you since I have only 5 minutes and I'm not sure if I bypassed, but thank you. It was really hard to summarize for these few slides. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm and thank you, everyone. We are over time for 1 minute, but this is not goodbye. We're stay in touch. We're always part of Slack. Please comment, ask questions, just say hi once in a while. Don't disappear. Let's try to find ways together of staying in touch. There are some Argentinians here. I'm hoping, you know, those for sure are gonna stay in touch. But yeah, so please, we know we're tired. There are many presentations, but there's time. We have a social call tomorrow. I'm gonna remind you via Slack what time it is. I forgot what time it is. But we're gonna be playing a game and just getting to know each other more. Yes, so thank you so much, and big hug to everyone. Richard, and yes, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.